the incivility continues between House and the Senate. John McCain was on NBC News, and he told Brian Williams yesterday that Louie Gohmert from Texas, the Republican, has no intelligence. It's a little unclear when he says this. Does he mean no intelligence as in he's not getting reports on intelligence, or just no mental capacity? Take a look.
You have very nicely passed it off, but recently Congressman Gohmert of Texas called you an al-Qaeda supporter, and it hardly made a blimp in all the talk.
Well, on that particular issue, sometimes those comments like that are made out of malice, but if someone has no intelligence, I don't view it as being a malicious statement. And you can't respond to that kind of thing.
I believe he just responded.
That was awesome.
That
was so good.
But he does mean both, right? He means both.
No.
You don't think so?
No. He means Gohmert's a moron. I don't think he means anything having to do with intelligence.
But he couched it in a way where he could say I wasn't. I was talking about national.
Although I think that McCain in this case would clarify and say I was not talking about national intelligence. Okay. I was talking about the fact that Louie Gohmert's the guy who said terror babies and act like Hispanic and asparagus.
Yeah, this definitely says something about the state of the Republicans, though, that you can call a senator. How long has McCain been a senator? A good 20 years now. That you can call him a member of al-Qaeda. Now, he sort of was backing the al-Qaeda rebels in Syria, sort of, kind of. It was a little unclear.
But to call him a defender of al-Qaeda is very different than saying he was backing rebels.
But yet you can say it now, and it passes.
So let me clarify on the substance. McCain wanted to back the rebels in Syria. He says the rebels that he's backing have been vetted and are not al-Qaeda. I largely believe that, but of course it's very confusing as to what's happening with the rebels in Syria. But to take that, you can't be absolutely positive that every rebel that McCain wants to back is not al-Qaeda, to turn that into he likes al-Qaeda, is when he's actively trying to make sure that they're vetted so they're not al-Qaeda, is at least a stretch, to put it mildly, right? Yeah. But Louie Gohmert's basically treating him like a Democrat. That's the interesting part of what Dave's getting to. Because you could say that about Obama all day long, and Gohmert does. He's a part of the Muslim Brotherhood. They've infiltrated through the Obama administration. He's going to reconstituting the Ottoman Empire, which is one of my favorite things.
But it just goes to show you, but the other side of that is it goes to show you how little heed is paid to the Steve Stockmans and Louie Gohmerts and the crazy wing of the Republican House by the Senate. You saw it during the shutdown. You saw it during the debt ceiling stuff. So in terms of it just sort of brings to light something that we've known or that we're starting to see for a while, is that the establishment Republicans, and I would say what they consider the mainstream of their party, just ignores at every chance the crazy people like Louie Gohmert who appeal to a certain segment of their text. When I did this thing where I was calling. This is what you do when you're bored and you're out of work for a little while. You call in. I called in with accents to different congressional offices right on the day that Obamacare started and the website was down and the government was shut down. So I called to ask if, even though the government is shut down, is Obamacare open? And Louie Gohmert's, the person who answered, said yes, but it's a faulty plan and you probably shouldn't go on it. You shouldn't waste your time on it. And I said, really? Well, I voted for Congressman Gohmert, but I need insurance. And she said, there are better places to get it, sir. Have a good day. I mean, they were the most dismissed. I did it about 7 or 8 different congresspeople. I was going to tell you about it. I told Ben about it, but I was going to tell you about it. It's one of those little sort of prank things that I did. And they live in their own world. And their world collides with the McCain world and with the Obama world all the time. And so
it's a win, right? So it's a win when it's happening intra-party, as opposed to when it's happening and the Democrats are using facts and the news media reports it as they're both equal and they just have differing opinions. Well, now we get to see John McCain has to put up with the crazies in his own party as opposed to regular people having to deal with them.
Right. Yeah.
So I think it's a win.
Okay, before we leave this, I don't want to bury the lead here. You called with different accents?
Yeah, well, I called Texas, Tennessee. I mean, I called the different Congress people.
You have a different Tennessee accent?
Yeah, how many accents do you have?
I would say, I don't know that it was different. I went with the Jewish Tennessee.
Is that right?